Welcome back. This is part 2 on the animal cell. We took a look at a few things starting off. We took a look at the nucleus of the cell. Sorry, not the nucleus. I'm getting ahead of myself. We took a look at the cell membrane. Now that's this guy right here. It surrounds the cell. It's like the skin of the cell. It controls what comes into and what goes out of the cell. We took a look at this guy. We took a look at the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. That takes in sugars and it makes energy for the cell. We have taken a look at the endoplasmic reticulum, which is like this guy, all these little folds coming here, is coming off of the nucleus. Now what that does is it makes sacs, or it makes packages for proteins, okay? Now the question is, what makes the proteins? Well, the answer is the ribosomes. All these little dots here, these guys all make the proteins. They're the ribosomes, okay? You can have them attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, or you can have them free floating as well, okay? But we talked about ribosomes, and I believe we also talked about this guy here, the Golgi apparatus. Looks a whole lot like the endoplasmic reticulum. This guy's also involved in making sacs and distribution of proteins, but this guy also activates the proteins. So the proteins get made by the ribosomes, that gets packaged by the endoplasmic reticulum, taken to the Golgi body or the Golgi apparatus. It gets activated, it gets turned on, it gets made into the protein doing what it's supposed to do in the Golgi body. Okay? Now after that, we have a few different places that it could go. One way, it could go into a vacuole. Now the vacuole is not labeled on here. The vacuole is going to look a lot like these pink things here. Once again, what are they? They're sacs. They're sacs known for they're taking proteins around to where they need to be in the cell, or they're storing other stuff such as food or water. Now, we saw these quite clearly in the Willow-BCs that we took a look at. The paramecium and the euglena, some of the larger structures in there, are actually vacuoles. And vacuoles can get quite large in a plant, especially just for water storage inside the plants. Okay, so those are vacuoles. Moving on, we have lysosomes, okay? Now, lysosomes, we have them labeled. Here's a lysosome right here. So this little blue guy right here. We got a few in this cell picture right here, okay? Now, lysosomes, it's like a vacuum, but it's going to carry enzymes, or it's going to carry activated proteins, okay? I like using enzymes as an example because enzymes break things down. It's what they do. Little Pac-Man guys ripping around the cell, munching things apart. Now, it's a really bad idea to have that just floating around in the cell. So the cell packages it inside of a lysosome, okay? Why? Because the lysosome is strong enough. Lysosome can keep it contained while the lysosome takes the enzyme, the activated protein, to where it needs to go. Next up in our little tour is the nucleus. And the nucleus in this picture, it's right here. Looks like a little tangerine looking guy. Obviously, there's a chunk cut out of it in this picture just to show it. But what does the nucleus do? It's the brain of the cell. It takes care of everything that happens in the cell. If this is a factory, it'd be like the boss of the factory, the person that directs everything that goes on in the factory. And also, it holds DNA. DNA is so very important. We talked a little bit about it, but DNA is the blueprint for all the proteins that our body can make, okay? So it also holds the DNA as well, okay? Then you have the nucleolus, all right? Inside the nucleus, you have this little guy right here, and that's the nucleolus. All he does is he makes ribosomes, okay? Now just remember, ribosomes, these little dots here, they can be attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, or they can be free floating in the cell as well, okay? Hopefully that helps you a little bit with the cell. I want to take a moment now just to talk just a little bit about the project that we are going to be doing with this thing, okay? Salt organelles poster project. Now, one thing that I found is that the easiest way to remember stuff is to make analogies. If we can relate something to something else, that can help us remember exactly what it is. So, I want you guys to, and this is what you're going to be doing today, you're going to be writing down, you're going to be choosing a factory. A few kids asked already if they could choose a thing like a Tesla car or something like that, and that's fine as long as you can make analogies for it. But you're going to be choosing a factory or something like that, and you're going to be relating it to the different organelles and all the different organelles that we took a look at, okay? Do you have to do only Pepsi, Doritos, Xboxes, stuff like that? No, you can choose whatever you want to do as long as you can come up with analogies for it, okay? For example, if I was going to do Tesla, if I was going to talk about, I'm going to make my poster about the Tesla factory, I would then relate the nucleus to Elon Musk. If you don't know Elon Musk, he runs a Tesla corporation. He started it. He directs all the activities. And I would write down the nucleus is like Elon Musk in the Tesla factory because the nucleus directs all the activities in the cell, and Elon Musk directs everything that goes on in the factory. Okay? So today you should have plenty of time to make your analogies, and you do have to write them down, and your sub will provide you with a sheet to do that on. Then I want you guys to practice drawing your analogy. If you get to number 3, if you get this far, practice drawing the analogy. Practice drawing what a nucleus would look like and what Elon Musk would look like. For an example, here's my poster. You're going to use scratch paper for this, but if you have, here's my cell, if you have your nucleus, I would probably draw out like part of it nucleus, and then part of it, this is going to be really bad because I'm trying to draw on an iPad and it's so small, but then draw Elon Musk as well in there, okay? We want to make it neat. We want to do our best, okay? Because we always serve Christ by doing the best that we possibly can do, okay? Yeah, so have fun, but make sure that you work well together, work appropriately, and yeah, have a good time. Thank you.